Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and I'm still doing this is my part two of my review of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I think that the film is underrated because I know it gets some decent ratings on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, but some people treated it like a bastard child to the first three films. Yeah, it's not as good as Raiders and Last Crusade, but it's just as fun as Temple of Doom was. I mean, it has a sense of humor to it, with Harrison Ford. It has that iconic music. It's not like that's missing. Yeah, there's some stupid things in it. Like I said, John Hurt's character is kind of nuts. Like he looks like a hobo, and but then at the end he sees the aliens. Is like, oh, I remember now, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. He was just his brains are fried. Nothing, no disrespect to John Hurt, because I know he was old back then and he passed away this year. So, but Ray Winstone sucked in the movie. I thought he was just going back and forth, and then he dies. I'm like, of course, because he's a dumbass. The nuke the fridge scene. I didn't hate the scene. He goes into a refrigerator, a bomb's gonna go off. This is not a realistic movie, people. None of the films were before that. Die Hard, none of those movies are realistic either. And when you're doing a non-realistic adventure action film, you can take liberties. You can do something different. And it became a meme that people were so pissed about. I'm like, why? It's set in the 50s. There was nuclear testing, and he blows up. He goes in the fridge and survives. It's called smart, being resourceful, like I am. If that could save my life, I would do the same thing. Of course, it wouldn't because it's a movie, but I didn't take it seriously. It's one scene. It didn't ruin the freaking movie like with Force Awakens, where as soon as Han died, I was already out of the film. I was like, nope, go screw yourself, J.J. Abrams. You ruined the franchise by fulfilling Harrison Ford's wishes to kill him off. If you kill Indy in Part 5, I will rail on you, Steven Spielberg. Don't do it. You said you won't do it, but don't listen to freaking petty idiot executives and writers and producers. They don't know what they're doing. And please, for the love of God, in Part 5, don't cast Daisy Ridley. She kills franchises. I hate her in The Force Awakens. I will always hate her as an actress. She is not good. I will take Cate Blanchett with a Russian accent any day, because at least Cate Blanchett won a freaking Oscar. The only movie I hated her in was Bandits, because she's good in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and in this movie, I'm fine with her. And then her eyes getting sucked out by a CG alien. Yeah, seeing the UFO at the end didn't bother me. I'm like, it's the 50s. That's what the 50s were about in cinemas back then. You had Earth versus the Flying Saucers and The Day This Earth Stood Still and freaking Forbidden Planet. There were a lot of movies with sci-fi elements in them and aliens back then. So it didn't bother me. It was a new direction for the franchise. The fifth one should just have Harrison Ford just doing it one more time, giving us a great finale to the series, and never rebooting it again, because we don't need another movie. Unless you're going to do a prequel like Young Indiana Jones or something. But do not reboot this, please. The fourth one was a fun movie. I had fun with the scene with the waterfall where they're between two cars and they're driving. It's awesome when he uses the rocket launcher. I'm like, this movie's awesome. I was not mixed in the theater like when I saw episode 7. It has a villain that's not turned into a freaking joke. Because Cate Blanchett doesn't show Indy a sword to his neck and says, we're going to find it. And then she's like, just killing, like throwing a hissy fit like Kylo Ren did. I'm sorry. You don't turn a villain into a joke unless it's a Joker. And even then, he was mistreated last year in Suicide Squad. This movie is not that. Trust me. I enjoy this film. It's like Jurassic Park 3 is very underrated. It doesn't deserve the hate it gets. I think it's fun. It's funny.